What up? It's your boy Conserviz34, and today I'm here to give my way too early, just off the presses, 8 hours ago released review and initial reaction to Dave Matthews Band's 10th studio album, Walk Around the Moon. Let's go.
Found a stranger walking in the woods. See, he was not quite like anyone I knew. Red dress, polka dots, shadows in her hair. She said, "You take me, and I'll take you there." Now she's no.
So when it comes to this album, I have been somebody who has advocated for the band to put out its best 45 minutes of music. I don't need some of the extended jams in studio. I know I'll get those live. Actually, I don't even need songs that try to match up to Drunken Soldier or Lie in Our Graves or The Last Stop. Make songs that are short and sweet for certain. Put the best songs you can on that album and then proceed forward. This band is like a aging veteran that's still very good and very powerful to a team in an NBA playoff run, but we just need you to score 20 points, maybe 25 points, and then once or twice during this playoff run, maybe you get to 30 to 35 points. It is not a knock on the band. It's just the reality that it is hard to make music this great in your career that really can push out 15 tracks or really have an hour and 15 minutes of music. So I would rather they focus on the quality, not the quantity. And for the most part, they do nail this when it comes to this new album. So when it comes to this album, I think the band did a great job of strategically placing the talents of this band in the right spots. I love how Jeff Coffin starts out Ocean and the Butterfly with that soprano sax. I think that's a great thing. I love how Tim Reynolds shines through with what he does best, which is those tremolo, earthy delay tones that push out into the open air. When it was time for them to have a rock solo or a prog rock song like The Only Thing, you see why Tim Reynolds is one of a kind. But when he does not need to be highlighted, he slides into the background with subtle fills, doing the great things he can do ever so slightly. Buddy Strong gets mad love from his vocals on songs for the first time in a studio album to the various keys that he plays, right? And Rashawn Ross plays the trumpet. And what I like about this is I am not a fan of the higher register trumpet. It's clear as day. Rashawn does a great job of playing more down in that treble clef and really having a more balanced sound. And he picks his spots. When he gets up to that raucous New Orleans style trumpet, it's appropriate. But most of the time, he's very strategic about where he places the trumpet. And these songs fit a lot of these band members that have come along the way to join the live band. And this is really the first album they've had as their collective to all get in the studio and all be part of the band throughout the entire process. That is evident in this album. To me, the best produced track of this album is The Only Thing. This is a shocker, as I thought the title track, Walk Around the Moon, or maybe Madman's Eyes would be my favorite produced track, as they would put a lot of efforts into pushing out these songs that are important and critical to what fans would think of the album. But no, The Only Thing is the best recording that they have so far as I've listened through for the last 8 hours or so. I love how they have this prog rock element, and I'm sensitive to when D&B gets to this rock. They have this prog rock element to various parts of this song. Tim is playing the Gibson in studio, but the rest of the band still is able to shine through at parts. It's high energy. It's fun. There's stops, then you go, and then you stop. And the band in this recording process looked like they were having a ball. This was a shocker that this was, to me, the best recorded track that we have on this album. But hey, I'm all for the surprises, and I think they did a great job with this studio cut of The Only Thing. To me, the weakest song on this album is Something to Tell My Baby. I know that this song means a lot to Dave in the times that we are in, and that's probably why it made the cut. But to me, this song just doesn't have me interested in listening to it more. It fell flat when it was performed live last year in 2022, and to me, I would have traded this out or sent it to free agency back to the streets, and I would have probably signed Bismarck or Break For It. These are two great options. Break For It being that option to be more of a quieter song if you want to put that in place of Something to Tell My Baby, and Bismarck just being a song that you slide in here to bring a little bit more energy. So those are the two songs that would have made the most sense to me to actually sign for. Obviously, there's tons of unreleased stuff you could plug and play in, but I think those are the two that I would sub in for Something to Tell My Baby. I think production-wise, this album could have used a little bit more time for some of the most important songs. The title track, Walk Around the Moon. I also believe Break Free. These are songs that could have used more time, and I think some of these at times are overproduced and many times underproduced. For Walk Around the Moon, Dave's vocals should be turned up more. I know you're tripping into this song, right? And it's supposed to be a psychedelic experience, but to me, it could have been improved as far as the mixing and mastering of these songs. Same thing with Madman's Eyes. Some of the parts of Madman's Eyes to me in the Dave's vocal track just could have been improved. It's not Dave. This is a production thing. So that's just my critique. I think some of this stuff could have been better. Overall, I think the majority of the fan base is going to still enjoy these songs. I think some of the audiophiles, some of the people who are very keen into how things are mixed and sound, whether you have your Dolby Atmos Apple Music version of this, or whether you're listening to the car to your CD, or whether you have this on vinyl, you're going to have some fans who are very critical of the audio, who really want it to be just mixed the best as possible. They're not going to like some of these mixes, but it is what it is. And again, these are great songs. And to me, just coming off listening to this album for the last couple of hours, I really think that the songs are strong. The songwriting from Dave is great. It's a step up from Come Tomorrow for the most part. I think some of the ways they've organized these songs are great. And I think that's a positive thing they can build on in the live show environment. When you have songs that are written well, when you have different things and elements of the spirit of the song that are going to translate well live, you can do a lot with that. And for instance, it could happen. Just the intro of that, the first 15 seconds of It Could Happen are much more intriguing than some of the songs on Come Tomorrow. Looking for a Vein to me is something that I look forward to hearing throughout the upcoming tour. And I know Dave talks about it's not necessarily about a drug addiction. It's about essentially just, hey, listen, he said this in Sirius XM radio. He said that Looking for a Vein is about the idea of we lose ourselves in good things for the wrong reasons. And I just love these songs. The spirit of the pandemic, the adversity of the pandemic to me produced a great album for the times. Obviously, they have their big three albums. They have other moments as they're on the come up that can never be replicated. But they didn't try to replicate those big three albums. They took where they were in their life. They took what they can do right now with the people that are available for this roster, and they made a good album. And I'm impressed with this. I look forward to listening to it more and giving you a more in-depth review as time goes on. Maybe we'll do this a month from now or a couple months from now. Let me know what you guys think. And it's your boy Conserviz34. Thank you for watching.